Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. I hate starting over. And can you hear me? Yes. Okay. I hate starting over. And the reason that I hate starting over is that it makes me feel that all the effort and time that I put into something is completely wasted. It doesn't matter if I put in days, months, or years. I'm back where I started, back at square one. And that is so frustrating. But you know what? I love quotes. And recently I saw a quote that made me really rethink how I think about restarting. The quote was, "Don't be afraid to start over, because this time you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience." And I have to admit, that's true, right? We never really start over because we've gained experiences from those previous trials. And for example, today I'm starting over on my quest to become a competent speaker here at Toastmasters. About 2 months ago, with 9 speeches under my belt, I was only one speech away from getting my competent speaker title, but I didn't meet a deadline, and so I didn't get the title. So what does that mean? Am I an incompetent speaker? No, right? Maybe a so-so speaker, but definitely not an incompetent speaker. I stand here before you with the experience that I gained from those 9 speeches that I gave, with all the knowledge that I gained from the feedback that I received from my evaluators and from listening through the years to my fellow Toastmasters deliver their speeches and then get feedback from their speeches. So I'm definitely not back at square one right now. And Toastmasters has not been the only area of my life where I had to restart this year. For example, I've moved not once, but twice in the last 3 months. And I won't go into it because that's a topic for a whole other speech. So coming soon to one of our next speeches, our next meeting thing. And something else I restarted this year, I started dating. I I spent most of 2019 in what Lady Gaga would call a bad romance. And I decided, why don't I give love another chance this year? And again, we don't start at zero because, as most of you know, with every heartbreak, there's a lot of lessons learned. So you approach dating differently and you learn about yourself, what you want. So definitely, I'm not starting over. And what I thought about dating this year is that even if I don't find love in 2020, dating during COVID times would at least make for good stories, right? For example, I would have never thought that someone was going to take my temperature before a date. And it was not the date, it was the restaurant staff. That would have been weird, right? If it would have been my date. So definitely, again, more speeches, more speech. I'm just getting a lot of speech material from all my experiences this year. And an area where I must admit that I've been really struggling with starting over is weight loss. As some of you may know, about 6 years ago, I lost 60 pounds. And I managed to kind of maintain that weight loss for the last 6 years, but it's been a struggle during the lockdown. I've gained about 17 pounds, I would say. So I'm definitely not starting at square one because I don't have 60 pounds to lose. I have maybe 15 or 20 if I was really committed, but I'm not really committed. So let's stick to 15 pounds, right? So I have 15 pounds to lose, but I have the experience of what I did before to lose the weight. I have the confidence that I've done this before. So I know it's doable. Not only have I done this before, I've lost 4 times the weight that I have to lose right now. And one of the things I think would really help my weight loss is to get an accountability partner, someone that I can call up when I'm about to eat something terrible. But what I've learned from experience is that I need an accountability partner that they themselves are not struggling with eating right. Because if what I've learned from experience, if you call someone who's also struggling with their eating habits and tell them, hey, I'm about to eat 6 donuts, and they're like, hey, just buy the whole dozen, I'm on my way. So, fellow Toastmasters,